Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we've had a great weekend. Jason and I are super excited because on Tuesday, he's back on with Gelsey for Anchor Watch. But then this week, we are leaving on Thursday to go to New York City. So it's one thing after another, but we love it. I feel like this is how we thrive. In the meantime, though, we have hot, messy topics and we have a lot of drama, a lot of that we want to uncover and talk about because it's really kind of, some of it's annoying, some of it's entertaining, some of it's both. So we're going to get into all of it. Smash the like button, show some love. If you guys are in the live chat right now, then let us know where you're watching from. And if you're a part of the replay crew, then comment and let us know where you're watching from. Let's welcome the husband, Jason. Hello.
What's up? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to everyone. It's another crazy ass week here at in our household anyway.
I feel like it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. But I'm super excited, guys. If you can hit that like button for us, it really helps us out a lot.
Oh,
I need to get this thing working again.
I love how it puts up the thumbs up.
I know. Your mom gave this to me like what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
3
and
years,
it used to glow and it just doesn't work anymore, but oh well, wishful thinking.
She'll find another one at TJ Maxx, guys. Don't worry.
No. I think this was from the dollar store.
Something like that. All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, I want to start where everybody is kind of leaning into because I got myself in a little bit of trouble on Friday. I had Thea
before we start with that, can we get into some things that like some other people who got themselves in trouble over the weekend first?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I brought some stuff. Yes.
Yeah, go.
I brought some stuff from Hot and Messy for Hot and Messy, and I wanted to get kind of everyone's take on like how they feel about these situations. So it's popping off in Miami, so they're having a great season, but there's also a lot of drama, especially with the addition of a housewife, Julia and Gertie and all that jazz. But this weekend, we'll get to that in a second. This weekend, Martina, Julia's wife, posted this on Twitter. Okay. It has recently since then been deleted. And I caught this right away. Surrogacy is just wrong. Sometimes you can't have it all. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why would you post that? Why would you post that? You know what I mean? Like, I understand if she wants to post about tennis and maybe like men not playing in women's sports because she can. Like, she can have a voice in that because she, used to play. She was one of the best tennis players ever to exist. But to go down and jump with something like this, surrogacy is just wrong. When she damn well knows Andy Cohen used a surrogate, a lot of people who cannot have children use surrogates. And I just thought it was a little like, I don't know. Not so much in my opinion. Listen, Julia and Martina are doing nothing but making themselves look bad, especially this season on the show. But when it comes off the show on X and you're posting stuff like that, it doesn't look good. And we were rooting for our first lesbian couple on The Real Housewives. It's amazing. But I hope they just don't turn into, really mean people. I hope not, because that's the way it looks, especially with Julia, who can't even like apologize the right way to Gertie. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, I wanted to add this in too. What this kind of reminds me of is when Bruce Jenner decided to make the transition to Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn ended up making one of her first appearances on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And Ellen said, it's interesting because at one point you were so anti-gay marriage. And she was like, yeah. And Ellen said, well, now that you've transitioned, have your views changed? And Caitlyn was like, no. And Ellen was like, wait a minute. What? So you want us to now praise and be so excited about your journey, everything, when you don't also agree with the umbrella of that community and what marriage looks like? So it was such a contradiction. Truly, it was. And for this situation, it's like you and Julia wanted babies so bad, but you guys were trying to adopt. That's a beautiful thing. Jason's dad was adopted. My mom was adopted. My uncle was adopted. Beautiful thing to adopt someone because, you know, anybody can have a baby, right? But when you choose a baby, it's like you're special, you're chosen. So I always, you know, like my dad used to always say that to my mom. And I think that that truly is such a special process. And
Yeah, absolutely.
amazing. Yeah. Amazing for anybody who engages in that process, but also for surrogacy. Don't get your head out of your ass and stop
I
acting
mean,
like
come
you're
on.
so much better
Listen,
than anybody else because you want,
first
like,
of all,
I just want to
a
say,
lot of
I want to
okay,
say this
sorry,
really
sorry.
quick. If we were going to have a baby, we talked about also doing surrogacy. And I told Jason, I said, you don't want this bloodline. Like, if anything, I want my kids coming out doing backflips and going to the Olympics. Like, this shit is messed up. But I was like, those genes are amazing. Like a world champion, Cirque du Soleil.
Okay,
Like,
thank you,
I
thank
thought
you.
it was, you know, so it's fun for the idea of being able to carry that legacy along. And obviously, with surrogacy, yes, people feel like you might be playing God sometimes and whatever else. However, it is the route that a lot of people choose. Just like you said, Julia Limagova, her boss, chose that route. I think that you need to be careful with what you say and the message that you're trying to
I
put
mean,
out there.
it's just different. I think this is, you know, one thing. Martina is utilizing her voice for certain things on her Twitter and her, you know, her public image she uses uh, to to express herself, which I think is good. I think here though, it's like why is it bad? Exactly. There are actually people who carry babies, surrogates who just love to do that. You know, we've even had conversations. I mean, we're not having kids, but we've even had conversations. I want to adopt. You wanted to maybe do the surrogacy route, but we have our friends who are, you know, getting up there who are still single, and they're like, I kind of want a kid. I'm like, oh, I do. I mean, it's just an option. You know what I mean? It's just an option. I don't think it was that big. I don't think it's that big of a deal that you need to like make a statement like
I
that.
think if it
You
doesn't
know what I
apply to
mean?
you, if it does not apply to you, then shut the fuck up. Like, that's
Oh
my
yeah.
thing. Unless you're like a doctor and you have a PhD in this and you know that if you're spitting out things like this, statements like this, and you're sitting there going through maybe what the potential like health crisis that could be accompanied to that would be, or what the complications could be, if you're talking about how this might affect people, if you're just going to give us a very vague statement about why you think something's wrong, who gives a shit? Nobody asked you. But if you're going to sit there and you're going to back that shit up by letting everybody know, okay, let me tell you why this is really an issue, because this is how many people it's affected and it's taken the lives of so many women, and you start going down that rabbit hole by educating the audience, then I think that that's a totally different argument. I think it's all about how you present the argument. And this was just ill.
It was. It
Yeah.
was not what I expected from her. It made me like really like side eye her really freaking hard. Another person I was kind of side eyeing, and
Boy,
I can't decide how I feel about this because you
I
know, wait. So we always have trolls, and even we do. We have people who come after us, who and you especially, who come after your character and everything like that. So I understand it is hard not to respond when we get people who comment on our videos or who leave us nasty messages or nasty emails. We usually just choose to delete it or hide user from channel, get out of here. You know, like why respond? Because it takes so much energy, right?
mhm.
So our new housewife, Stephanie Shojaee, on The Real Housewives of Miami, who I really love. By the way, guys, there's a great article on our website, upandadamlive.com, that kind of goes over a lawsuit she had from some stuff she said a few years ago on Caroline Stanbury's podcast. She was also on Caroline Stanbury's podcast recently. It's a really good listen. You guys got to go check it out. Anyway, she did one of those things on Instagram where she asks people to ask her a question, you
The worst
know?
thing a housewife can do.
Like just don't, because you know, you definitely want to respond, because some of the things were nasty that got said to her, but the responses, I'm going to bring this one up right here. So, you know, ask or tell me something. Someone said, you slept your way up. She responded with, if sleeping your way up worked, you'd be on top. So what happened? Because by the looks of it, or sorry, by the looks of your profile, you slept yourself to the Walmart clearance aisle. That's not cute. That's not cute. Now, some of them are funny, right? Like, you dress horrible, someone said to her. And then she responded, I'd love to dress like you, but looking cheap on purpose isn't my thing. Girl, okay, these are great clapbacks, but I don't think it's good as a brand new housewife who has everything to respond to these things like that, right? Another person said, I can't stand you, but I'm still hooked on watching you. She responded with, it's okay, I'm noticing a pattern. All the unattractive people can't stand me and all the pretty ones adore me. Try a little Botox, maybe it will help you. Is this giving Kelly Dodd or is this giving Jen Aydin? Because I feel like it's a what?
It's a cross. It's a meshing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. Kelly Dodd said this very, very clearly when we interviewed her in Orange County. And I thought it was interesting. She said, I don't understand why Heather Dubrow is on this show. Like, girl doesn't need the money. She just wants to be famous because, one, yes, it's easy money. You can make a lot of money being on these shows. It's like being a stripper, right? It's the easiest money that you'll make. But like when people already have money, like somebody like Heather Dubrow, then what is the point? What is the point of actually? Well, hold on real quick. What I was going to say is for her, she's in such a position where she doesn't give a shit. Like, if you don't want her back next season, she doesn't care. She doesn't need it. She's not Gina Kirschenheiter trying to get out of the townhouse into a single family home. Girl has it all. You know what I mean? So she's going to say and do and operate however she wants. I'm sure it's a matter of time before NBC and Bravo and Andy check in with her and they're like, all right, listen, like, we adore you. We think you're amazing, but girl, you got to tone it down a little bit.
Girl, the PR is already on that. You know that. All the talent has handlers that have PR people. I'm sure they're on it. They have meetings daily. So, you know, I'm sure they're on top of it. Sergio said in the live chat that she's definitely Colombian. Yes, she's definitely fiery. I like that she is herself. She did reveal to Bryce Sander from Entertainment Tonight that 3 people told her not to do Housewives. One being Caroline Stanbury, which is really funny because she connected Larsa to Stephanie or Stephanie to Larsa, right? Mm-hmm. And she told her, girl, you don't need this. You don't want to do this to yourself, you know? And then Lisa Rinna told her, no, don't do it. And then changed her mind and was like, you know what? Maybe you would be good on the show. This is coming from Stephanie. And then Larsa, once they were connected, Larsa's like, you have to do this season with me. So I'm really curious to see where it's going to go. I hope she doesn't get the Jen Aydin reputation, but I do love the honesty. And I do love clapping back at people who are just nasty. But from a perception point of view, I think it's good to stay out of that right now. We're still new. We're still fresh, you know?
Oh, a lot of people too are already so annoyed with her. I'm seeing some of the fan feedback and people are annoyed with her because they feel like it's Birkins and jets and Rolls Royces. And like, it's just all about being flashy, flashy, flashy. However, you guys have to remember, this is her life. Like, this is it. This is the life that she lives. She's flashing it. Yes, she cares about materialistic things. But one of the biggest arguments in the Bravo realm is, okay, it's like, which one? It reminds me of like Piece of Me by Britney Spears. It's like, I miss this. She's too big. Now she's too thin. And it reminds me of that because it's like, you don't want Gina Kirschenheiter because you guys think that she's broke as shit. She lives in a townhouse. Now we're getting mad at Stephanie Shojaee because she's coming in with $100 million yacht and massive homes and all of the car.
But isn't this the reason we watch Housewives?
Yes,
you know, like I'm over a Gina on the OC, to be honest with you. Like, I want to see more OC. I don't want to see, like, I'm trying to make it in the OC. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Mary Jane's baby said Stephanie stole that lady's husband. Well, there's shit about that too.
Well, there is. Yeah, go read the article on upandadamlive.com. It really kind of explains a lot. Yeah, interesting. Okay. I don't know if she should be doing this.
Well,
I don't know.
We're going to end up moving on to the next one, you guys. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to keep this pretty vague, and I'm not going to lie, like, I was a little annoyed. Last Friday, Jason was out of town. He was in Florida, and he had some business stuff that he needed to get done. So I ended up going on Hot Messy Topics with Thea DeSosa from Your Moms Are Watching, and I love her. Okay, she's always coming. First of all, her resume is that of a CBS receipt. She was, the publicist for Julia Roberts and so many other A-listers. The woman has like a sheet, a rap sheet, but then also she has her hands, her paws into everything that's going on in the Bravo world. So she came on Hot Messy Topics, if you guys missed it on Friday. She came on and she said, listen, there was somebody who told me who is really integrated into the cast. I didn't even tell her who I thought it was, but I truly think it was Jeremy Maddox. Really integrated into the cast that Vanderpump Rules, the show is over. And so she was like, oh shit, okay. So she went on and she started talking about it. And then she had to wait, like, lo and behold, 1, 2, maybe 3 days or a week or something like that. And people were calling her a liar. But then here it came. It came out that the show was over and that they were rebooting it. So this same source came out and said to her specifically that when Brock had this affair behind Sheena's back while Sheena was pregnant with baby Summer Moon, that after they came up with a resolution, and the resolution was that Sheena allegedly was able to have this hall pass, right? So that is how this was delivered. And I was like, oh my God, what do you guys think? Do you think that she got a hall pass? Good for you, Sheena. I don't know if that solves anything. And I was back like from the perspective of just like, I did not know this. This is interesting, but not confirming anything, right?
Of course,
then
that's what the word allegedly means.
Right. Then I go and do a TikTok. I do this TikTok, put the TikTok out saying what Thea said and asking, what do you guys think in the TikTok world? Like, all TikTokers, do you believe, that Sheena might have had a hall pass? Lo and behold, I'm sitting here, Jason's still in Florida. My phone starts ringing. I'm like, who the fuck is this? So I look, and Jason always gives me shit about this, by the way, you guys. But I answer the phone because he's like, if you don't know a number, don't answer it. But I never say people's numbers.
You can actually turn that function on your iPhone on now, where if you don't recognize the number, it just forwards it to voicemail. It makes it silent.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
See? I'm going to turn that on your phone. Yeah.
So I answer the phone and it's like, hi, Adam, it's so-and-so, Sheena's manager. And we got disconnected. So then I texted
something.
Mark, yeah. And I texted him and I said, hey man, what's going on? And so I received this text back from him, and I'm gonna read it out to you because I thought that this was just a little ridiculous.
I never heard of this until yesterday. I was listening to Hot Messy Topics, and then you sent me in an article to this, for the site, and I was reading this. I'm like, when did someone from her team call you? You know what I mean? Like, what is happening?
I got this text message on Friday night at 9:14 p.m. Hi, Adam. I think we got disconnected. I just tried to ring you back. This was the second video that I've seen in the last couple of weeks where you've claimed certain things are in the book, which are not. I appreciate your excitement and support for the book, and the line of communication is open on this end. So if you ever have any questions about what might be in there, you're always welcome to reach out. And I messaged Sheena and I was like, Sheena, what's going on? And she said, apparently my lawyer flagged that you made a defamatory video about me. And, my manager said that he reached out courtesy given our friendship. And right now I'm trying to stay off social media, but she pretty much said, just call him back when you can. I think he's just trying to help. So Sheena was super sweet about it. But I was like, I literally just messaged back and said, just to let you know, it's not a big deal at all. I just went ahead and deleted the video, but really I just rewatched it twice and there was nothing wrong with that video. I made no slander. I didn't slander anybody. I didn't make any defamation, like nothing. I truly said what was said.
You never do. You always walk a fine line with this girl. Is she? I cannot. Like, I really cannot, because this is someone we've known for over a decade, right? So we are all in the same environment. We're all in the same. I just don't like that. Say,
Santivia is like totally Team Jason on this, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you got to tell me that. Usually people call me. They don't call you about something like that. They're like, hey, and I have to like sit there and deal with it. I think you constantly and consistently do go to bat for Sheena 100%, even if it's not called for.
All the time.
Okay. Because of a friendship, of course, which you very much respect. And I don't know if she does, I unfollowed her right after she did shenanigans and had MJ on. They were talking about suing you. and they were talking about a blogger, which they were referring to you, but wouldn't say your name. And we had two people on there who are supposed to be our friends, Kiki from Talk of Shame, who we love, and Sheena. So rewind before that. That was my last straw with that, is a couple of years ago, Sheena called us or called you and said, hey, I need help with my live show. I'm doing a live shenanigans podcast. It's going to be mixed with the concert for Good as Gold, the remix they did. Amazing. Of course, we always help friends out. Always. Okay. And every time we help someone out, we get shit on, Adam. You know, that's exactly what it is. So what we did, hold on, is we wrote the entire show in like 20 minutes in the pool. Remember? So much fun.
That's what I was going to say when you said, hold on. Go ahead.
The cards that she holds on her podcast now, we made, you know, like we made it, like elevated it. And then she's like, I don't have an opener. Okay. Well, Adam called Heather McDonald, got her to come open the show. Like we're like trying to help out. We're not getting paid. We're not, you know, we just want to help our friend out. That's what we do. I mean, now we're not going to ever help someone out. And I just remember there, like she wouldn't even like read through the show with us, like nothing. It was just very much, oh, you need to do this for me. Like she's some kind of A-list. So ignore that. It's fine. It's on Shenanigans when that whole thing happened like 2 years ago, where they went on there and just couldn't say Adam. You know, we've known this chick for like 10 years. And like, so that's where I'm like, girl, I'm done with you. I'm not going to bat for you anymore. When you're wrong, you're going to be called out. When you're right, okay. And the thing is she has a great fan. I love her sister. I wish her sister was on TV.
Love her
because she's
entire
more
family.
Interesting. And no, it's the wrong way. It's just the wrong way. You have a better heart. I'm better at closing doors. This one's shut.
Yeah, and here's my thing too. Is like I love Sheena and Brock, and I love her family. This to me was a little bit annoying, but you know, also at the end of the day too, and I said something to you, which I'm going to say on here, which I wasn't going to say, but like you, unfortunately, I saw where Lala Kent came out and she said, or Brittany Cartwright, a bunch of people came out and a lot of fans have been posting saying, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if you would have shared that, Sheena said that she didn't share about Brock's affair during Scandal because she didn't want to take the attention away from Scandal or Ariana Madix. Truly, I don't think that she would have had the same reaction that Ariana had anyways. I think that she would have got the same reaction that Lala got when Lala and Randall ended up splitting, and people just did not give that same energy. And so that's truly what I think. But, you know, going back to it too, I feel like you putting this in your book, you shared at the reunion and on a couple of the seasons, you guys shared that Brock had a domestic violence with his ex, that Brock was not, you know, paying child support. Brock was not a steady father figure in his kids' lives. You shared
Brock.
You shared that you ended up paying his child support off so he could have some sort of relationship. You know, his other daughter's name is Winter. You named your daughter Summer. People were all about that. Like, what is going on? And people, there has constantly been, it's almost like, I feel like for Sheena and Brock in this relationship, what you have shared with the public is almost like dropping all of the fans off in the middle of a field with a crate. And it's like, choose your weapon. The first one to get to the middle of the crate, you can grab whatever weapon you want and everybody's on their own. It's like you are handing everybody the ammunition and now people are going to have something to say. And
you don't like it.
Of course she doesn't like it. It's a built-in storyline, but by sharing that he had an affair.
Storyline for what?
They haven't even started filming season 3 of The Valley. So
I know. I mean, this is a whole campaign for The Valley. This is not like, hey, this is my life. And now is the time of my life where I need to write a memoir. Let me tell you who writes memoirs. Tony Award winners, CEOs. Richard Branson has a memoir. Not even Meryl Streep has a memoir. I was the star of Cirque du Soleil. I performed for the Queen, George Clooney at his house. I should write a fucking memoir. You know what I mean? But is it a memoir or because what it's sounding like, and I know this is for press because you got to think of it like, Call Me Daddy podcast. I think Kristen Cavallari was taking a page out of Call Her Daddy by having all of the guys she's ever slept with on stage with her as she tours around with her podcast. Girl, red fucking flag for your kids. And then what is this memoir supposed to be? Because all I've heard recently is Brock cheated on you. You slept with Ryan Felipe. What is this, a memoir or is it like an Epstein list of people you slept with? You know what I mean? It's weird.
I don't think it's an Epstein list. No, I just think, again, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to.
This was a good book. Give Them Lala was a good book because she wasn't writing a memoir. She was writing a story, and then she was also explaining how to step into yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. That's
why Stassi's books do really, really well, because it's always the basic bitch guide to whether it's surviving or getting canceled and coming back out of it, or it's never really a memoir. The only last point that I was going to make about this is that it's in the book right now. By putting it in the book, I understand you're sharing your story. So now you get to play two roles. You get to play villain and victim. And I hate this about people. It drives me insane. You're the victim now because you're sharing something, and you're sharing something that happened to you. And it's devastating. And I hate that happened to her. I hate that for her. But you're sharing what happened to you. But now the villain aspect comes in, because the minute that because you've just ignited a flame around the world when it comes to Bravo fans, pissing all of the ladies off, all of the gays off, everybody is pissed. So now you've ignited this flame. And when people start coming at you about it, like, how could you? What kind of example are you setting? Blah, blah, blah. Now you're going to turn into the villain, and you're going to start clapping back at everybody, being like, how fucking dare you even come at me about something that I was so vulnerable about? So this is where the villain.
Well, I think this is something that should have been left out of the book. I mean, honestly, like, if we had an issue like that and we had been past it and solved it, I'm not going to bring this up.
Would you put it in a book?
No, because you're married to him right now. You just bought a house together. You have a child together. You guys are. I used to root for them. Honestly, I just don't like this, like, kind of back and forth. I still do. You know, good for you. Good for and I did too, because I remember that we were in New York with everyone from Sir when they were doing Watch What Happens Live, like season 2 reunion or some shit. And 4, whatever, long time ago. And we were going out to a club in New York. We were living in New York at the time, and Sheena invited us out, and they wouldn't let me in. They only let you in because we had too many guys in the group, right? And so she threw this whole fit about, like, she's not going in unless I'm coming in. And I had so much respect for her. I really did. I was like, that's really cool. And then when we did her show, she killed it. She really did. But I just felt like, there wasn't much past that. And then after that, to go on your own podcast, to have MJ on your podcast talking shit, which everyone's moved past this thing. Okay. I'm not trying to bring it up to, like, stir up drama again, but you say this random blogger. First of all, we're not fucking bloggers, Second of all, like, we know you guys know who you are, by the way, Adam, like, whether people are like it or not, you started the YouTube space for Bravo, just FYI. So, like, yes, Sheena knows who you are. Your name appears all over places. Like, I'm not trying to, like, boost your bubble a little bit, but, like, come on, girl, like, have a sense of some kind of friendship. It's been a long time, and to have your team, and I use that very, very lightly. Okay. We have 3 companies. We don't even have a team. Just say something, like, just reach out.
I just got Mariah Carey, J-Lo'd. I don't know her.
Please. It's like, get out, girl. Get out. Okay. Stay out of the Valley too, because I know this is a campaign for the Valley, which I get. She's been on TV for so long, right? She's been on TV for over a decade. I don't know if there's space on the Valley. I know something needs to change on the Valley for next season, and maybe the idea is to bring Sheena and Lala. I think Lala would be a perfect fit. I think Sheena tries a little too hard with the cameos on the Valley and just doesn't really bring anything. It's funny that Janet was, like, sewing dresses in, what was that, season 8? She was, like, sewing Sir dresses at Sheena's Marina Del Rey apartment. Remember that? And now Janet is, like, the biggest villain on Bravo. It's
how the tides have turned. All right, guys. Well, we're going to take this over. Almost 500 in the room, guys. So smash the like button, show some love.
Hell yeah. Happy Monday, guys.
Hi, Tracy. My God. Listen, we love our other collaborators too, but if I can steal Jason for the week, guys, then you can honestly just not expect anybody else, because I love this dynamic. It's so easy for me. So, and it's not
fun.
Just
it's
that
fun
it's
for me.
It's fun. Yeah, because I also know that I'm not going to offend you. I'm not going to sit there and say something where it's going to be like, oh my God, now I got to walk that shit back. It's like,
if honestly, anything, I'm going to offend someone or you. I probably already have. Sheena's
Jason's more offensive than I am. But all right. So, listen. By the way, Susie Q, what did that say? Adam, Jason, in my opinion, you both would be huge if on any series, hoping that's in the future plans. No, 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 girl. Don't wish that on us. All right. So we're going to go over to the Real Housewives of Orange County because we got the premiere last week. And in this premiere, I don't know why I'm talking with my hands like I'm super Italian and whatnot.
Neither
Maybe
do I.
I'm missing a little bit of my Jersey girls. Okay. But in the premiere, I thought that the ratings came in. It was like 523,000, 533,000, something like that. Maybe 513. I'm not sure. In the ratings for Real Housewives of Orange County for the premiere episode, which to be honest with you was a lot better than a lot of the other shows like Miami and blah, blah, blah. But
whoa, not than Miami.
It was better than Miami.
That show's been giving since the first episode.
I'm saying the ratings were better.
Yeah. Okay. Which is weird. Which is weird.
Okay.
And by the way, can we just talk about ratings for 2 seconds? I'm so sorry.
What is going on?
I don't know. Who are we talking to over here? Shit. With ratings, there's a lot of people like, no, you guys, the ratings are not a thing. It is a thing just for the networks to get the indication of how the show is coming out the first night. It doesn't mean that those ratings are poor because a lot of people are watching via streaming services. So like, of course those will come up, but it is an early indicator for the network. That first night out. So OC had a good one.
Okay, Can I go now?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to text Kelly because I said I'm calling you in 2 seconds. I'm gonna see if she answers. Maybe she won't. She might not be available. But let me play the clip. This is what Kelly Dodd had to say about the OC premiere. Trigger warning.
Just watched the Orange County Housewives. I was going to recap it this season, but it's so obnoxious. And Rick watched it. Apparently, Katie is a liar, but I don't think she's lying about what her kids said about Heather. I think that is true. And I don't know. I find Emily to be very obnoxious this year. Okay, everybody has a name for something. My kid's not eating. My other kid doesn't want to learn. They all have these kinds of what is it, Rick? These names, right?
Everything's got a name.
Everyone's got a name.
Everyone's got a psychological disorder. Tamra yells at people because she suffered trauma when she was younger. And she has what is she? She's on the spectrum.
She claims that she's on the spectrum, and now she's
obnoxious.
And kids don't like Heather. They don't. No kids like Heather. All my friends, Lisa Heil, all of them, all my friends know Heather. No kids like going over to Heather's house. That's true. And for Emily to say that she lawyered up, okay, she's a lawyer. I think she needs to go back to law school because you can't sue for the truth. Okay, those kids did say that about Heather. We all know it. And
she's a public figure.
She's a public figure. You can't sue for defamation. You're a public figure. She's a lawyer. She should know that. Go back to law school, Emily. And your kid's going to eat. Okay? Okay, your kid's not going to starve. Let's just start there. Okay? He's not going to be, you probably want him to be as big as you. He's not going to starve. Give him some Ensure. He'll be fine. Just like when people are like, oh, my kid's not going to talk. They're delayed in speech. They're going to talk. All kids end up talking. Okay? If they're hungry enough, they'll eat. It's so obnoxious and so like I can't watch it. And then Emily yelling at Katie like she's her boss. Like what? Like why are you why are they all ganging up on Katie? It's obnoxious. And the same old thing. And then Emily, Gina, she's so boring. And the boyfriend is a dud. Okay. And the house is, I'm sorry, nothing to look at. I can't. I don't want to watch Middle America. It's not like that here in OC. It's not. Not one of my friends lives like that. All right. I can't watch it. I can't cover it. It's disgusting. And by the way, they all show scenes of me. Oh, they say.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if she answers real quick.
Wait, with that. Okay. Yeah.
I love her photo.
What if you just always call people? I think they're recording, Adam.
Are they?
Yeah, it's 9:44 over there. It's like Daily Smash or something this morning.
Oh.
Telephone number.
Okay, let's not play the telephone
You better
number.
stop that. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Listen.
All right. We'll see if she calls back.
I have to say something because I think the perception of Kelly is like really bad sometimes. But I do have to say, when we went to the OC to do the interview, it was great. This is someone who I thought didn't know what we were walking into for the interview. I had the best time. She was so hospitable. Everyone was so nice. I think Rick is a great guy. In fact, I know a lot of people won't agree with me. I don't care about people's political views because I have friends on one side, on the other side, and sometimes they're all too much for me.
Well, you choose not to talk about them.
I don't like to talk about politics with everyone, but the thing is, too, is I think that we could use a little Kelly Dodd back on the OC. I know a lot of people will not agree with me. I think she's just herself. She's outspoken.
She'll also tell you she's not a Trump supporter. She will tell you that. Like, I think, what did she say? She's a libertarian or something?
Who cares who anybody supports?
No, but I'm
always wrong anyway. At the end
of
of the day, like no president cares about us.
Okay, so I'm just saying that, like, I think that there is a common misconception here with that. But yes, I do agree. I'm like, get her ass back on the show, which is so funny, you guys, because we're going to get into another thing. I'm going to play another clip for you. Before we do, I'm just going to start this argument, and then we're going to play the clip, and then we will finish the argument. So give me a second.
Okay.
Jason and I were talking about this earlier this morning, that some of the Housewives shows right now, you can see the ratings that they are at a steady decline. And I think a lot of it is because Bravo and NBC, they think by saving money, by paying people less, bringing in newbies, that's going to offer them more of a budget to do these shows. But then what's happening is that the people who are watching the shows are not as invested because we don't know who we're watching. Now, you go over to somebody like Nene Leakes or Vicky Gunvalson or whoever, and they become incredibly, incredibly expensive. But then also, it's like, I don't know if you guys watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion part 1 last night. Terrible. It was terrible. And people were asking me about Kenya. If you haven't seen this clip, by the way, this woman said, "Q, Bravo, Q, NBC, you guys are going to take me out of the game. I'll film my own confessionals. You guys are going to sit there and try to silence me. I will share my own story. I'll do it. I'll do it high production value." And this is exactly what she did. Looks better than any confessional right now.
Will I attend the reunion? I haven't been invited to the reunion. In fact, I was invited and then disinvited a few months ago. The disrespect is insane. From me being someone who has always loved Real Housewives of Atlanta and always wanted to see them win, to being shut out, not given an opportunity to apologize the same way that they gave that grace to someone else on the show. I think it's really odd, right? And to be erased from history of the show, to not be in the opening credits, to not have confessionals. When Kim Zolciak left the show, she got a whole new show. She was in the confessional. She was a peach holder. You got girls taking glasses and knocking each other upside the head with real glasses on Jersey. You've had people talking about porn on Jersey. You've had people exposing, a real life revenge porn case on Vanderpump Rules. They're working. They haven't been made to look like a scumbag or a villain. Really? That's how I'm treated? That's pretty bad, I would say. So I don't anticipate an invitation. Yeah, I don't see that.
I mean, I'm going to say this. Girl is not wrong.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. And you know what? The couches were off. Remember I said that yesterday? I saw also Shout out to Gibson Johns too. Like I saw him post the couches are just so unbalanced and off, and they brought Cynthia in early to kind of give the reunion something. This would have been the perfect moment. I mean, lo and behold, we didn't know Britt Edie wasn't coming, right?
Yeah.
No one knew, or so they say, right? But this would have been the perfect opportunity to let Kenya apologize. Would have been the perfect opportunity to keep her in the loop for next season, because like Kenya or not, like with Kelly, like her or not, it's TV, it's entertainment, and we need them.
Yeah, but I think what Britt Edie did was she did not make a statement until last minute, probably to production, because she wanted to give them, I'm guessing, because anybody knows when you're a housewife and you decide not to attend the reunion, right? Like that's like your last act as a housewife. And I think that what she did was she eliminated that little gap of space where they would have been able to reach out to Kenya and try to give her or afford her the time to be able to make arrangements for her daughter and make it there. Like she didn't want Kenya to be there. She didn't want to afford that space. She didn't want to allot that screen time that was going to further go into her and who she is as a person and just disparage her, especially because once she decided that she was not going on the reunion, she knew she was going to sue. Now, I agree, and I don't agree with two T's in a pod very often, but I did agree with this.
Or at least
Tamra,
half of the pod.
Yeah, well, Tamra and Teddy, they both said, if in fact Kenya showed photos of somebody committing fellatio and they weren't you, what are you suing for? Is it the emotional trauma and stress of thinking that they were you? Because why didn't you do your due diligence and say, show me the fucking photos right now or else I'm not filming shit? Like, wouldn't you? I mean, let me just say this really quick. Jason and I were invited to film 2 separate times, 2 separate franchises, right? And one of the franchises, when things were not presented in a certain way, and not like it's like Adam and Jason are divas or anything like that, but if something does not make sense, like Jason and I are probably like the most bullheaded MFers like you'll ever meet. If something doesn't make sense, we are business first and then personal later.
100%.
We will grab that bull by the horns and we will take control of shit. And if you don't like it or us in that moment, we don't care. It's not personal. We're not trying to be your friend. We're like letting you know this is how it's going to go. Or if not, then that's okay. Everybody has an option and we're not going to be a part of it. And I think that should apply to all of these different scenarios. You know what I mean? Like if somebody made you feel that way and blasted you out and you're sitting there at home crying for days and days and you're like, I can't believe what this did and I might lose my insurance company and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Wouldn't the next immediate reaction of yours or request be to let me see the photos? Like, hello, girl, what are you saying? You sound like a moron.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
Like if somebody was sitting there blackmailing me with photos before I sit there and even respond or react, I would want to know, what do you got? Because that's going to tell me what my reaction is. Is it me? Did I do something? Did I get caught with something? If you got my ass and you got me, then I just want to know what it is. That way I know how to handle your ass. But if you didn't get me, I'm going to know before I react. I'm going to know before I go too soft or too hard. Britt, this is on you. Life lesson, girl. Learn it.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, do you feel like that's like aggressive?
No, I agree with everything you just said. So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. So, guys, going over to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hey, we have a newbie. I don't know if you guys have seen her. Her name is Amanda Francis. Now, she's a friend of Kyle's, apparently, and she actually purchased Kyle's home. It was for something between $6 or $7 million. This was the home that we first met Kyle in Bel Air. And apparently, this woman is a force. I don't know if you guys have seen her on Instagram. But on Instagram, she is very, very active and she is all over the news, which I was kind of shocked. I'm like, who is this girl to be literally like featured in all of these things that she's featured in. But lo and behold, you guys can see, okay, exclusive. Here she is, Life and Style. Here she is with her husband and her baby.
What a cute family.
A cute little family. You can see them right here, Newport Beach. Like,
guys, this is the problem with Kyle bringing a friend on the show, because I feel like this is going to be her worst enemy next season.
I mean, anytime you bring in a friend, I don't know. But now fans are going in on a tangent because apparently this Amanda woman decided to go on social media, tag Bravo, tag Kyle, tag everybody who was associated with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because people were treating her house like the TMZ bus. So they were driving past and they're like, this is where Kyle Richards lived. And her kids are outside playing. So finally she made a statement saying, guys, I am the new owner of this house. Please respect the fact that this is not Kyle Richards' house. She bought the old Smokey Robinson estate. You guys can take your asses over there, go over there and look at her through the gate. This is my home, not Kyle's home. And so fans were like, oh, obviously you know who she is. Did you Janet Caperna your way in? Were you a fan of the show? What happened? And I'm like, no, I think that girl just bought a $7 million home and she doesn't want your guys' asses outside of it like you are covering the freaking Casey Anthony trial. I think that's what she's doing. Like, hello?
Yeah. I mean, you can't get past that. You can't get past it.
I mean,
I remember
but are
I
you
remember the
excited for
TMZ
Newbies?
buses. I am. So I heard that Christine Blackman is still in the running, though. Is that true or not? Like they're trying to decide between the two, or
yeah. And so what they normally do is they do about, oh guys, 515 in the room, smash the like button. What they normally do is they test them for about 2 weeks. And so once they start testing them, they see how they deal with conflict resolution, how they integrate into the group. And producers get like a good, strong hold on what 2 weeks looks like, especially with their call sheets, because some of the time, like sometimes when they go to dinner or lunches, like those lunches, instead of being like 2 hours, are like 4 to 8 hours. So they get a lot of time with you to see, okay, she's going to be good, or let's shy away from her. So I don't know. Maybe Christine Blackman will be amazing. Maybe she won't be amazing. Maybe she won't want to do it. I don't know. But for this Amanda Francis girl, I'm excited about. Rachel Zoe, I'm excited about.
Can I tell you, I was reading some of the comments and I didn't realize how many people already knew Amanda Francis. So that could be really interesting. She has a strong social media, right? You said?
I don't think,
because the network loves that.
542,000 followers. Mama CEO, self-made multimillionaire, best-selling author ×3.
Ooh.
And she has a thing
better
with
than
Forbes.
Sheena and Lala. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, like, guys.
Damn.
We will take it. We're not going to sit
take
here.
it. I'm excited. You know, I haven't been excited. You know, I think you wrote this in your article. That's now up on upandadamlive.com. I love plugging that. Sorry, guys. But for Atlanta, I want to be excited about Atlanta again. And I really thought this was going to be the season. And it was just such a letdown for me. Personally, that was my first Housewives show.
Yeah.
That Atlanta was it. Like, that's where I got hooked, you know? And it's just been a slow and steady death. So I really hope they can like revamp it a little bit. But same with Beverly Hills. I can't tell you the last time I watched a full episode of Beverly Hills. You know, since the whole Erica thing and in the paper, remember? And they were in Palm Springs, and I just fell off. I'm like, it's funny because we have one of our writers, Joanne, who lives in London. She'll call me every once in a while, and she's not a housewife person, but she's been watching Beverly Hills because it's rerunning over in the UK. And she's like, I love Kyle's house. This person's a troublemaker. She said, is Sutton like that in real life? And who is this Crystal girl? Why is she there? And I'm like, these are all great points, you know, but it's been a slow, kind of boring couple of seasons, especially when you watch Miami first episode and there's like so many things happening. You don't even know where to look. Right. So I think now with Rachel Zoe, I'm a huge Rachel Zoe fan. That was my Bravo era, was like Rachel Zoe, Workout with Jackie Warner, like those shows. Like, I love those freaking shows. They're amazing. I'm excited for her. I'm glad Jennifer Tilly is staying around. And I think we do need some new blood. And I think like it or not, guys, Kyle is kind of an integral part of Beverly Hills. Some might even say she's a producer. But
well, Brandi Glanville has said
Brandi
she's
Glanville,
a producer.
She does need some. I think she needs a team Kyle here, and for whatever reason, I'm down for it. I'm here for it. We do need a change up in Beverly Hills a little bit, because Beverly Hills and Atlanta are taking they're about to jump off the cliff. So let's rein him back in a bit.
Let's rein him back in. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, last but not least, we have been now getting teased about the new season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And guess who's not going to be featured? Hi, it's me.
Your snowflake melted, girl. It's I didn't even think you might have had a snowball.
My snowball turned into
God, you got
sapphire.
worked over by Whitney. You got worked over. Didn't I say that?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh Lord, Whitney.
Oy.
She MLM'd you. She's
all
like,
right,
if you do this for me, tell a friend. Maybe they can be at the bottom of my pyramid and they can start calling in for me.
I mean, there are a few. Reddit has gone wild talking about some of the predictions, so I just want to give them to you guys when it comes to some of the different cast members. But they're saying about Lisa and John Barlow that there might be some impending financial legal drama, lawsuits, and money trouble. That would be interesting. Angie Katsunavis, apparently her husband Sean's alleged cheating could be exposed, vindicating Meredith.
Probably
well, technically that was Monica. Whitney Rose, apparently there's her being very dramatic, which is not shocking, but possibly filing for divorce and playing victim to upstage Heather. I don't think that she's filing for divorce at all.
Why is Heather in the middle? Why is Heather in the middle?
She's always in the middle. Bronwyn Newport, we know that her salacious past is going to come forward, and we're going to hear all about these rumored charges and stuff that she's gone through. Apparently, Heather Gay is going to have tensions with Whitney, and that's going to end their friendship.
No one cares.
Meredith Marks is supposed to have a personal revelation, like a health crisis. And I guess totally, when it comes to the end of it, Mary Cosby, they're saying that she might be exposed over money issues because her cult ties could maybe be under scrutiny, and maybe even her friendship with Angie Katsunavis, that might be coming to an end. I'm so curious. I just want to see the trailer because I love predictions, but predictions don't really do it for me because it's not like you're actually outlining the show. If you give me an outline of the show or a trailer, then I feel like I can fill in the blanks or just kind of put it into context in a way where I can try to understand what's going on and sort of fill it in my own way, all of the things. But when you're just throwing out predictions and pasta, seeing whatever is going to stick to a wall, then I'm like, I don't even know what the you guys are talking about.
Hey, that's the fun of it, though. That's the fun of it. That's what's
it is the
us
fun
excited.
of it.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's better than Jennifer Aiden revealing the entire show. You know,
what is she doing right now? We don't care. I think. Listen, there's still something about Mary we don't know. There's a lot of chatter around that I've heard. Guys, I get so many emails every day on our Up and Adam email. There's a lot of chatter of documentaries and things like that are about to appear at the same time that the show premieres that have to do with Mary. So I'm really I'm not excited, but I'm really curious to see how those will coincide with the season.
Interesting.
I think there are two networks that were competing to bring out some stuff. So,
well, do you have any other information that you want to share?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
guys, my lips are sealed for once.
I think, listen, 55 minutes in, I feel like we did the damn thing. We covered a lot of topics. I mean, honestly, I'm sitting here just looking at the full go around, but Jason went in on the Real Housewives of Miami. We got Stephanie Shojaee. We got Martina. We got Beverly Hills season 15 cast shakeup. The Atlanta reunion part 1, or at least Kenya chiming in on it. The Sheena and Brock cheating scandal. OC, Kelly Dodd chiming into the conversation. Salt Lake City predictions. I feel like we had a strong, hot, messy topic.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things happening right now. We have a lot of shows on right now. We still have The Valley wrapping up its season. We have Next Gen NYC on. Below Deck is just starting to take off. Thank goodness. what else do we have? We have Miami, which is killing it in my opinion. Like I look forward
I think it's doing
to
so
watching
good.
Miami. When I was down in Florida, my sister was like, "What are we doing tonight?" I'm like, "We're watching Miami, girl. Like sit the fuck down. We're watching. I need to watch this." All right. And she was like, "I didn't know this was so good." I'm like, "Yeah, you got to get off Beverly Hills. Like come to a fun city like Miami."
Branch out.
Now we have OC on, and I think OC. I just caught up with the reunions actually from last season, so I'm very invested going into OC. I want to see how it pans out. Hopefully, it won't be as boring as Kelly says, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, and also if you have not gone and checked it out, you can go to upandadamlive.com. And we're always posting new articles, so you can go check them out. Of course, you can also see our videos that we're posting, podcast, and you can also check out our team. Amazing group of people. But yes, go check it out. And if you guys want to sign up, you can easily just click on the little icon over here and sign up. That way you guys can join us in the comment section. You can leave your mark. Let us know. You like somebody, you don't like somebody. You want to get tea? You want to be bitchy? You want to be nice, friendly, whatever you want. Go do it.
Do it. We're not deleting comments. Okay, so also, guys, tomorrow night is Anchor Watch. It's episode, I believe, 7 of Below Deck, season 12. We'll be back for Anchor Watch tomorrow live at 10:30 p.m. right here on Up and Adam Channel 1. So excited to talk about some things. But you did a really good job on Anchor Watch last week.
Thanks,
that was
guys.
a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of fun.
Well, Kelsey, I'm passing back over the reins, but in the meantime, everybody, don't forget that yes, today's Monday. This is Hot Messy. Tomorrow we have Anchor Watch, of course, like Jason said. We are leaving on Thursday to go to New York City. We're going to be gone until the following Monday, which we will be back for Hot Messy. We might miss a Hot Messy on Friday, but we will still have videos coming out, everything in between, and articles will still be going up, TikToks, all of it. So smash the like button, show some love. Thank you guys. Happy Monday, and let's go make this week our... Okay. Bye, guys. Love you.